to my channel. It's your girl Juice back in your video screen. It's October. It's lit. I'm happy. It's fun. Like, it's damn.
Man, what's wrong with this seat?
Everyone's talking about mental health, which is a really good thing. It is really good. And the fact that a lot of people are talking about it, a lot of people are coming out with their mental illness, because just years ago, if you say you're depressed or you have anxiety or you have bipolar disorders or anything else that's mental illness, like people will literally tell you like you're faking it, you're lying, it's in your head, just be happy, just be happy, and all your problems will go freaking away, you know? It's nice that everyone's now more, not everyone, but a lot of people are being more aware and more sensitive to people with mental health illnesses and disorders. So I'm very glad that it's like more accepted that, hey, I suffer from this mental illness, and just because you can't see it doesn't mean I'm not battling it. Like what everyone says, like, hey, like you see a broken leg or you see someone that has cancer or any other type of disease, you treat them with respect and decency that they have this disease or illness. So when you tell someone that is suffering through depression, hey, just stop crying, or hey, just get up, get off your bed, hey, just get up and be happy, that's being very disrespectful to them, because if they could, they would. Trust me. Like, my family knows, like my intermediate family knows that I suffer from depression. I suffer from postpartum depression and anxiety, and yeah, so I suffer from it. I feel like I've been suffering from it since I was 16. I'm just realizing it now, like back when I was that age, that I was going through it. So, and I didn't even know I was going through it. But when I was probably 22, 23, I started to realize, like, hey, there's something is not right. Not saying that you having a mental illness is you being wrong. It's just it wasn't normal in my eyes. Yeah. So when I was 22, 23, you know, at the time, this is when I just started dating my boyfriend, and I would tell him everything, and I would vent to him a lot, and he was like, you know, like, I don't mind you talking to me, but do you want to talk to, like, find a therapist to talk to, because, you know, there's so much that you could tell someone. And so I was like, yeah, sure. So I went to find a therapist, and he paid for the consultation and the session, which was a lot of money because she is a private doctor. Okay, a lot, which I'm very grateful for him, because I went to psychiatrist, which she diagnosed me with depression and anxiety and PTSD. And I got on medication. I was on and off of it. I wasn't being consistent with it, to be honest. I wasn't. But the times that I was consistent with it, like, I'll be consistent with months at a time, and I will see my mood change a little bit. My focus is a little bit more better. Like, yeah, I will still be, like, when I get down to my depression state, it's not as devastating to me when I get that way. You know, I'll be sad for a little while. I'll be down for a while, but I'll get back up. But I was seeing her for like 2 years, and then I got pregnant, and she still wanted me to see her, but she still also wanted me to take my medication. And the medication I took was fluoxetine, and it was 20 milligrams. And she's like, you know, if you take this, the side effects might harm your baby. Basically, like heart defects, birth defects, brain damage, and all that stuff. But she's like, you can still take it if you want. Like, she's like, yeah, you can still take it, but you know, it's gonna harm your baby. And I'm like, why would I take something that's gonna harm my baby? Like, what? So I kind of stopped seeing her because I feel like she was pressuring me to take medication. And at the time I was pregnant and I didn't want to take medication. I wanted to find other ways to cope with my depression without medication during the time I was pregnant, because I'm having a baby. So I stopped seeing her, and my pregnancy was the most stressful time of my life. I'm telling you, I was so stressed out until literally probably when my son came home, which was about a week and a half, 2 weeks later after I gave birth to him. So the whole time I'm, you know, my hormones are going this way, and then now on top of that I got my depression, so it's going more than usual. It's like more intensified. Like my depressions, I remember, states were so intensified that I didn't take care of myself. I didn't take care of my hair. I didn't take care of my skin. I don't really care about nothing. I didn't take showers because I didn't feel like I didn't want to be here. I literally felt like a vessel, and the only reason I'm alive is to take care and to birth my son, and to, that's all I want. That's like, that was my state of mind. Like, that's all I'm here for. Like, I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to take a shower. I don't have to eat. Well, I have to eat because it was for my son, but that's all I would do, you know. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. Why would I do that? Like, everything in my life wasn't going the best anyway, so what's the point? You know, everything in my life wasn't going good. So, from what I felt, and so I didn't take I barely took any pictures of my pregnancy. Maternity pictures I barely took. I didn't do a gender reveal because I don't really believe in gender reveals and stuff like that. But now I'm looking back at the videos and stuff, I'm like, it's pretty cool to do that. But I still want to do it because I feel like it's a good way to bring people together and everyone that you love around to see that, hey, I'm having a boy, I'm having a girl, you know. If you're those type of people that don't want to identify your child's gender until they identify it when they get that, cool, that's cool for you. That's like, I'm supportive of that. Me personally, my son's a boy, so he's gonna be a boy. If it's otherwise, if he tells me otherwise when he understands what that is, then I will go by that. But if he's not and he's a boy, that's cool. Just like if I have other kids, they're going to be their assigned gender or until they realize that they're not, you know. And if that sounds transphobic, I am so sorry. I'm not trying to be transphobic. I'm just trying to tell you how I am with my life and my kids. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm sorry. But like I was saying, I didn't do anything for my pregnancy. I didn't even do a baby shower. Mainly it was financial reasons, but mainly I just didn't want to do it. It was so much stress. I had issues in my family. Like, I didn't just want to do it. I just wanted to deal with it. So gave birth. Birth was horrible. My son barely made it out alive. Barely. And they cut me open, I had a vagina for months. And when I got home, my son didn't come home with me. And I was so sad that he didn't come home with me, because I wanted him to come home with me. But I should, like, that was good for me because I had to take time to heal a little bit so I can take care of him. But I was so sad then. When he came home and all this stuff, I just got so overwhelmed with being a mom, taking care of the baby and trying to take care of myself, make sure I'm okay, make sure that my stitches are healing up fine. I'm trying to make sure I don't get an infection, but I have to go take care of my son, but I have to poop a certain way, but I can't because my son's crying, but he needs to breastfeed. And one thing, like, if I let him cry about something, I will literally cry with him to the point where I will think that I'm not a good mom. I'm going to be here, and I know I got support. You know, I know, like, I could think back and I know my boyfriend, very supportive, the best dad, best boyfriend, best dad, best everything. Like, he's been nothing but supportive with me and my mental health. That's just one. So if I needed a break from the baby just for 20 minutes to wash my ass and brush my teeth, I'm not saying that I'm giving him kudos to do it, because that's what he's supposed to do anyway, because he's a dad, he's a parent, that's what you're supposed to do. But like, he took care of me and the baby, and when I was that low, and I'm like more than supportive, more than happy, because I know a lot of women don't have that, which sucks that they don't have that. Like, I wonder, like, I'm going through this, and I have people, I have my boyfriend's family, I have my family, I have him, and I have friends that's being supportive of me and supporting me. What about people that don't have that? Then I start going into a mood, because I feel bad for these moms and parents that are not being supported by their families and their loved ones, which sucks. So I just remember feeling like I didn't expect none of this. Everything just came literally left field. Didn't know none of this was gonna happen. I wanted to do a lot of stuff for my son, and I couldn't. I remember probably when he turned around 2 months, when he was 2 months old, my boyfriend, he was like, just go out, just go out with your friends, go out, have a good time. And I went out, and I know I lost the baby weight, some of the baby weight, but I never felt so big in my life. My friends are like real skinny girls, and they got cute body and whatever, and I'm out here looking like a fat sack of potatoes. And I felt so uncomfortable. I had stretch marks all up here, I have bumps all over my skin. I just didn't feel pretty, and that brought me back down to a spiral. I literally felt ugly. My hair was falling out. My makeup wasn't sitting right in my face anymore because my skin changed. I didn't know what to do, and I was just so sick and tired. Like, and I realized I had postpartum depression. Like, there was days that I didn't want to get up, but I had to take care of my son. But if my son wasn't here, I would probably get up. But I would literally cry during the time that he will rest so much that when it's time for him to wake up, like, I'm like so exhausted. So yeah. I had postpartum depression. I feel like it's slowly dwindling down for me. I just have clinical depression, not postpartum anymore. Okay, so when I was in the hospital healing up after birth, my main nurse, which I love to death, she was this West Indian lady, black lady, and one night I was okay. So they gave me medication, and I had the medication all got all mixed up. Like they had to give me stool softeners and what is it called, Percocets and all this stuff, whatever. All those mixed together ain't good, because you know what it does? It gives you diarrhea. Not just any just explosive, like you gonna poop, bam, like you poop, boom, like poop just come out of nowhere. So I'm getting ready to go breastfeed my son in NICU, and I have to go poop. I'm like, damn, I have to poop. So I'm trying to go to the bathroom. I get to the bathroom, I'm right next to the toilet, literally the toilet's in front of me, and I don't know what happened, but just poop everywhere, just every freaking where. Like it was like in a horror movie where it's all blood, but it just poop. Imagine poop. I know it's disgusting, but shit, this is what you get when you have a baby, you know. Sometimes this happens to some moms, whatever, it happened to me. So I started crying. I sat down on the floor with my butt bare on the floor because I didn't care anymore. Like I was just so upset because the nurses in the NICU were rushing me. Hey, you need to be here now. Your son's hungry. Your son's hungry. Your son's hungry. And then I'm in the hospital and I couldn't go to sleep because every freaking hour these nurses, except for that nurse, kept fucking poking me, and poking me. I literally got poked at least 20 times. I'm like not lying and exaggerating. Like 20 freaking times. Get poking me. I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't even rest. I didn't rest. I couldn't eat. I'm trying to rest. No one's letting me sleep. And when I try to sleep, it's time for me to go to NICU to feed my baby. And like he's not attaching. I have to feed him in the bottle. Like it was just so much for me as a new mom. Plus my vagina was hurting because it's sewn the fuck up. So yeah, long story short, yeah. So she recommended me to this program, and this program basically, like I said, gives me counseling, free counseling. A counselor comes every week or every 2 weeks to my house, and we just talk, counsel about being a new mom, about, you know, stress and stuff and how to cope with it while having a baby. You know, if you need something, like if you need money for gas, you need help with wig, you need clothes, food, anything with where they can help you to better yourself as a mom and your child, they will do that with no hesitation, which I love. Like I love this program to death. So it's confidential. They have mom groups, they have activities and stuff for the kids and you to meet new moms. You can get diapers, clothes, anything you need for your baby and yourself. They will help you no matter what. Like I remember that we didn't have enough grocery money, because we had to pay all our bills, and then blah blah blah. Long story short, we didn't have enough money for groceries. My counselor gave me $150 in Walmart gift cards to buy food for me and my son and my boyfriend. Like stuff like that. And I feel like that's the reason why my postpartum, I don't have it no more. I don't have that feeling where I can't be a good mom and anything anymore. I'm a great mom. I'm a badass mom. Shit. But I still battle depression. So I feel like I need a licensed therapist or a psychiatrist, maybe even to maybe re-diagnose me to make sure that I'm still depressed or anything. Maybe I'm thinking about going back to medication, just to help me with how I deal with stress, because once I'm stressed, the whole day is done. The day is done. And also I'm learning how to cope with it mainly because I'm dealing with my mental issues. There's, like I said, there's days where I can't even get out of bed, but I have to because I have to take care of my son, and I don't want him seeing me in that way, because I don't want him to help me try to make me happy, because it's not his job to make me happy. It's nobody's job to make me happy. I need to find ways to make myself happy, and once you find your happiness, it's never going to be constant. It's always going to be in waves and dips and highs and lows. Like, you just have to learn when you're on your low, you need to learn how to cope with that and manage it. And once you're done with it, you need to be on your road back up to get happy again, or to find your happiness and whatever. So that's what I believe. Another thing I wanted to talk about was like how people be like, I saw this post today on Instagram, someone reposted, it was like, you know, the only way you can love someone if you can love yourself, which is bullshit, because I'm still learning how to love myself, and I love my son and my boyfriend so much. Even before I had my son, my boyfriend and we've been through a lot, but I love him so much, and I adore him for sticking with me through this and not leaving me and helping me and trying to make sure that I'm okay. And even when I'm not okay, not trying to tell me to just be happy and just do it. Like, he understands. So when someone says you need to love yourself before you can love anyone else, I understand that sentiment, but that's real unrealistic, because you're negating people's realities and issues. Like, person that's depressed like me, or can't, or whatever, we can't find happiness sometimes. It takes days, weeks, maybe even months to find it. But we still love our family. We still love our mom, our dad, our boyfriend, our girlfriend, our partners, our kids, our dogs, our cats, everything. We still love them. It's just we don't love ourselves at times. Well, personally, me, I'm just going by my experience. I don't know how other people with depression deal with it, but me personally, this is how I deal with it, how I see it. And you can still love someone and learning to love yourself, and or you don't love yourself yet. But me, I'm learning how to love myself, because to be honest with you, I never did. But it's okay. I'm learning. My counselor, she taught me, if you have a negative thought in your mind, like me, like let's say I'm just like, hey, like, you look so fat today, in my head, I have to yell, stop, girl, you got a fat ass. Like, I had to tell myself that. Like, and at first I thought it was crazy, but after a while you hear me say like, I'll be saying stop at random times, like stop, and then I'll say something to replace that negative thought, and it works for me. I have to hype myself up. I have to be my own hype man, because no one's gonna be my hype man but me. I don't want my son being my hype man. I don't want my boyfriend being my hype man. I don't want to be my brothers, my sisters, my mom, my dad, nobody to be my hype man but myself, because I need to learn how to hype myself up and make me feel good, because no one else is going to do it but me. Even though it sounds cliche, it is true as hell. At the end of it, you do need to learn how to create your own happiness and your love and your light. But it's going to take a journey. It's going to take time to get there. And that's what I'm learning. And I didn't want to waste all my 20s being all sad and self-pitying myself because I feel a certain way, I look a certain way, and all this stuff. I need to get up and find a way to cope with this, because it's not going away. I can't just sleep it away. I can't work it away. I can't fuck it away. I can't love it away. I gotta cope with it, because depression stays with you. If you're like clinically depressed and you have depression, a mental illness, like an illness, it's gonna be with you for the rest of your life. So you need to learn how to cope with it when you're down here for those times. Because when you're up here, you feel good, but when you're down here, it's the worst feeling in the world. And like I said, I'm learning how to deal with down here, so I can be really happy and good when I'm up here. And when my son deals with emotions, when he gets older, a little older, I can teach him these things. Even if he's not depressed or have any other mental illness, stuff like that, I can teach him how to handle his emotions better, because I know how to handle my emotions. And when he gets to a certain age of understanding and stuff, I will tell him, hey, you know, mommy don't feel good, mommy has depression, and I will talk to him what it is and how far it can go. And if he has any questions, he can talk to me about it. If he has anything he needs to talk to me about, he can talk to me about it, because I'm just now being very open, or getting to be open with my depression. Like, I'm not walking over, hey, my name is Juice and I'm depressed. No, bitch. People, like, depression comes in different forms, and kind of talk about other types of mental illness except for those, besides those two. What I want to do, since I found out I had depression and all that stuff, is to help kids from elementary all the way up to college maybe, and be a counselor to them, to be a mental health youth counselor and stuff, to be there for them, to be a therapist for them, because kids stress out too. Kids go through shit too, and people think because they're young and they shouldn't go through shit. Bullshit. That's a fucking lie. You know how many fucking kids kill themselves this year, the past couple years? Kids as young as 7 killed. How to stop that shit. They know what to do, what steps to take to make sure this person, their friend, their classmate, their peer, don't go through with it. Okay? So that's one. And they're not all shy about the subject, you know? 2, kids are not fucking stupid. Kids are not dumb. Oh my god, I hate when people think kids are so stupid and they don't know nothing about the... No, they observe every fucking thing. They are like a fucking sponge. They take it in and they understand stuff, okay? May not understand it to a certain degree that you do, but they do understand. So don't treat them like they're stupid. You know, if your kid comes to you, or if a kid comes to you and tell them how they're sad or they feel this way or that way, don't tell them to get over it. It's pushing them. You're just pushing them away. And they know they're not going to come to you no more about that shit. That's for sure. They're not going to come to you for that type of stuff. If I can't talk to you about my emotions without feeling bad that you're making me feel bad, I'm not going to talk to you, period. That's just how it is. So I want spread awareness about that, and that's what I'm trying to get into with the kids, because I feel like I want to stop that epidemic that these young kids, or kids period, are killing themselves and stuff because they got so much to live for. So much to live for. My son comes to me and talks to me. If anyone comes and talks to me about it, I'll do my best to do it. And I had friends that were going through stuff like this, and I tried my best. I did my best to make sure that they're here today, that they're okay. I have friends that contemplated suicide, that hurt themselves, that were depressed, all this stuff. And instead of me judging them and telling them that's wrong, why the fuck are you, I listen to them. I'm like, hey, yo, like, let's not do this. Let's think of another way. Let's tell your mom. Let's figure out a way to do this, because you need to still be here. Your life's not done yet. So I'm happy that I'm going to take a step in that direction to help kids and stuff, because I feel like they need that more than ever. Another thing, I don't like the saying when people say, like when Mac Miller overdosed, and everyone was just like, you just need to call someone, talk to someone, call someone, talk to your friend, call a friend, call someone. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but in my experience, I will call someone or talk to someone and they wouldn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. Multiple times, like multiple people, multiple times, they didn't know what to do with my situation that I'm talking about. They're just stuck. They don't know what to say because they don't know how to solve that issue. So what I say is, hey, what can I help you with? You need help with, and I got you. If you want to talk and vent, I got you. But don't come over here for help, because I can't help you, because I'm not a licensed physician to help with you. That I'm not good at that. So you know what we can do? We can find programs and therapists and counselors that are made for that, because that's what they do. And there is even, well, in my area in Broward, there's places that take people for free therapy. I took it. I did it. It was free therapy. Or low costing, and just go on a sliding scale based on your income, which is still pretty cheap if you don't have insurance. And I'll put that link down in the description. I don't like when people say just to call, hey, talk, because sometimes the person that you're calling and talk can't even handle that situation. They can't even talk to you. So I don't like that. That person that's saying, hey, call and talk, they don't know the extent that person is going through. And what if that person shames them? If that person's like talking really negative, like, you don't shame someone if they're talking negative, you know. You try to change the conversation, you try to reel it in. Or like I said, if it's too much for you, say, hey, you know what, I'll go with you to find a counselor. Let's look up counselors, let's look up therapists, let's look up what you need, because I got you. I'm gonna be there for you. That is way more impactful than just saying, hey, let's talk. Because after you talk, people don't call back and check up on you. From my experience, they don't be like, hey, you okay, like a couple days ago. No, they don't do that. They just brush over it like nothing happened. Now if you do this, now you know that they're good. And if they even want help, you know, even want your help. And if not, just be like, hey, you know, fill out suggestions, like, hey, you know, write a book, write in a journal, make videos. That's what I do. I have so much videos on my phone because I can't write in a notebook. Make videos, record yourself talking, and listen back. Like, you know, do what you love. Like, if you like shit, if you like eating cupcakes, eat the fucking cupcakes if it makes you feel better at that time. But I'm not educated or licensed to even give out stuff like this, but I'm just saying what helped with me. If I had friends, when I had friends that were going through it, I was always there. That's number one. I was just always there for them, physically and figuratively. I was always there for them. You're not gonna scare me away, bro. Like, shit, I've been through some shit. So you could tell I can help you. Like, I could genuinely help you, because that's what I want to do. Because I want you to be better and feel better. So I feel like I'm rambling, but October is mental health month, so I'm just happy. Like, my favorite month besides my birthday month of the year is this, and people are very aware and being more educated and stuff. And the people that are not educated or just willfully being ignorant can just suck my ass. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, just drop them in the comments. Even if you're not mentally ill, or you have mental illness or anything, still go talk to a damn therapist. You know how much good it feels to talk to someone that don't know about your life, that don't know you, and you go and you talk for an hour and a half, and you just tell them about your stresses for the week or whatever. And it's just so good to release that. It's just really good to just release all of that, and they can help you learn how to cope with it just in case it happens again. I think therapy is just a whole way of just dealing with how to deal with your stress and your worries and your anxieties and stuff. So like I said, I'm gonna put some links down below that I feel like that will help. And I hope you guys are okay. Have a good night. See you guys in my next video.